you know, a lot of this stuff that I'm really seeing and picking up from you. So thank you, man. I really
Absolutely,
appreciate
man.
it.
Damn, man, that's big, man. Shit, I feel like I'm getting an award right now. Heather, should I do a speech?
Oh, cry.
I should cry.
Y'all wanted me to tear up to start it off.
We about to
Why
start it
not?
off. And then, you know what? Heather B's not here in the physical, but she's here online. Heather, you there?
Hey, what up? What up? What up? Oh!
I know.
It's
I
our
know.
fam, H Bizzle.
Okay.
I know. I'm hugging you from home.
Yo, I'm hugging you right back, yo. That's so dope.
She's hugging for home citizens. This is an artist that, from the early days of the Taylor Bennett show, that we start really supporting and having him on. And I'm gonna take you back because I cannot believe it's been 9 years, right? And I look at this young man and he looks 9 years old. He still hasn't aged a bit. And
Big facts.
I wonder if I still look the same. You know what I mean?
look the same.
I look the
You know
same.
you look the same.
I'm good.
You
All
look
right.
the same.
Every now
Sway
and then-
don't age, that's for sure.
That's not
Anybody.
true. That's not
Sway
true.
and Pharrell.
Let his
Put 'em
trainer
in
tell
the
you
same,
something different.
Sway and Pharrell. No, don't
Sway and Pharrell.
Pharrell
man.
is different. Pharrell went to Egypt and got lost in a pyramid somewhere
Sheesh.
and found a flask
Fountain of youth.
and sipped something.
Sipped it slow, too.
Sipped it slow and
Yo.
ran out the pyramid
Yo.
and then start making beats.
Legends of the Hidden Temple,
The
bro.
legendary beats. Yo.
But you know
Shout
what
out,
that
dude.
is? First of all, we got Taylor Bennett in here. Citizens, Taylor Bennett is back. Come
I'm
on,
home.
Chicago's finest.
I'm home.
I was always like to tell the story of how we met at an event, a Get Schooled event in Chicago, and your brother introduced me to you as a beat maker, and turned away and walked off.
The rest is on you, kid.
Chance was like, "Hey, Sway, this is my
Sounds
little
like
brother.
him.
He makes beats. I'm out.
Sounds
do
like
do,
it,
do
yo.
what you will." And then since then, we got a chance. I feel like we watched you find yourself.
Right.
In your artistic journey, it got somewhere the lines got blurred. Was art imitating life, life imitating art? And we just watched you go through everything because you were so transparent and honest about it. Is that accurate?
That's accurate, but I also would say that because it's very interesting, every relationship should be reciprocal. So I know that that's probably like you guys' perspective. From my perspective, I still can't believe I'm right here.
You still can't believe it.
I can't believe that you let me, when I was 15 or 16 years old, come on this station. Like, it's mind-blowing. Like, but that's just like, and honestly, like, everybody, like, that's you guys' dedication to the culture.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know, you introduced me to Mary Wilson.
That's
Like,
right.
you put me on. You don't even know this project wouldn't be possible without you. I started doing research on so many different artists once I had that experience. But what you have the ability to do, and it's so important, is to educate people on the history
Yes.
of who we are. So from my perspective, you showed me who I can be.
Wow.
Like that, I mean that so wholeheartedly. Like, and you have been that person. You've been in my living room since I was a kid. I swear this is a dream, because never in my life would I think that I would actually meet you and that you would also be like a family figure in real life. There's so many people where, you know, it's I'm not gonna say a facade, but it's just like it's a little bit extra, and you're so genuine. Like, so I appreciate you, and of course Tracy, I appreciate you, and of course Kelly. Like, but that's my perspective of it, is that like there were some things that maybe I wasn't honest about. Y'all just don't know.
Well, I mean, that's
But-
interesting because you may not have even realized you were being dishonest about something. You know, because you was always younger and
Right.
and growing. But is anything in particular you wasn't honest about? You
Laid
wanna say?
out.
You hear that, Heather? You see how I did that to him? I petted him a little bit,
I was like-
comforted him a little bit.
Cleanse yourself.
sheesh. I feel like, yeah, I think that a big part about this project is expression. Something that I found or find to be true is that, you know, as you get more of a following, as you get more people around you, it becomes kind of hard to make creative risk. And as a lot of people say, if something is broke, don't fix it. And that was an issue for me, because I do think there were different levels and times in my life that, and this is the worst place that I think I could be. I never want to be here again. I love it, but what if the fans don't like it?
Right.
So I was watching Tyler, the Creator, speak on something similar to this, where he says some of you artists release your music and then you go, wait, hold up, let's see what the fans have to say about it. And based on that fan reaction determines if you move forward or not. And he said, why? Don't you like your own music?
There it is.
Don't you enjoy what it is you create? Why do you need a fan to validate that?
Well, you know what? And I would say that it's not even just the fans, because it's the music business, right?
Okay.
And I think that a lot of times, even as listeners, artists, and people that work in the industry, we forget that these groups, these cultures, whether it be music, fashion, acting, are supported by real communities, real grandmothers, real fathers, real sons, real daughters, real sisters. And because it is a business, I think a lot of times it might be hard, or I don't even say hard, I think that they try to make it a thing where people care about your first week sales. You know, I think that it's a thing that people look at, and I am guilty of it too, so I just want to be 100% honest, especially when it comes to hip-hop. I found artists that I genuinely liked their song. Like, I liked the hit single. It was amazing. And I didn't go do my research. I didn't follow them on Instagram. I didn't follow them on Twitter. I didn't go look at any other videos. And then 2 weeks later, there was another song that was on the Billboard, and I never listened to that artist again. And that's unacceptable. And I think that it's something that has become so integrated with hip-hop that it's hard for us to even, a lot of times, speak a full narrative, have a full body of work or a structure. And we see that with projects that come out and people are like, they didn't get enough time to listen to it. But something that I think I've also done is I've seen people say stuff about records and then just not listen to it.
Not listen to the music yourself based
Not
on somebody
listen to the
else's
music
opinion.
itself based off of what I've seen on Twitter or what I've seen on Instagram. Somebody's like, yo, this is whack, or this project did like 20K in the first week. And I didn't listen to it.
It discouraged you.
It discouraged me. And that's the biggest thing, is that this music is so much more than just music. And thank you for introducing me to Mary Wilson, because back in the days of Berry Gordy, Smokey Robinson,
Come on.
these words meant something. Dancing in the Streets meant something. What's Going On by Marvin Gaye meant something. And we're losing that narrative. We're, you know, and I think that that's what this project is really about, is one, expression, but two, creative risk. And I am back at this space where I'm so happy to be in my life, where I'm confident in taking this risk.
There you go. Taylor Bennett, man. I love it, man. Hey, man, Coming of Age, that's a new project.
Wow.
Coming of Age. Listen to. Heather, you hear him?
Heather!
Yeah, man.
Hey, listen. The reason why I'm home, in just full honesty, is because my grandfather made his transition on Friday. Almost made it to 100 years old, man. And so we just been celebrating his life, and me, Sway, and Tracy, and the citizens actually spent this morning talking about him as well. And with you being a father and having a conversation that you have it now, I met your father, you know, through you and coming up to the show. Do you think about legacy much more now? Yeah.
Yes.
And in what ways, and what are you doing to preserve your family's legacy?
So the Bennetts are a family business. So, you know, I manage and work with my brother, Chance the Rapper. My father is my senior advisor and chief of staff, as well as my brothers. And I think, like,
Your
your
new manager?
And my new manager right there, James Moore, my brother-in-law, right
What
here.
up?
I think, like, the big thing about it in terms of family and in terms of structure and legacy, I've always, and I still feel like my dad is the most successful man that I've ever met.
Amen.
I've never met anybody that's more successful
Wow.
than him.
Define success.
Because success for him is family, it's health. It's also having money as a tool to get the things that we need to get. But most importantly, it's balance. Balance is so important. We spend so much time, and that's why I went on this whole physical thing. Besides the fact I was having a son, I went on this whole health thing because I was looking at my life and I was saying I have some things, but I don't have a lot of other things. And I do believe that mental health and physical health can be something where it feels like I'll get to it later. But mentality-wise, and you guys know what I'm saying, I want to get to it now. I want to be there now. This project is so important to me because, of course, I want to collaborate with Jay-Z. Of course, I want to collaborate with Drake. But when I first came up here, when I was 16 and 17, I wanted to collaborate with Matt and Kim. I wanted to work with the Plain White Tees. I wanted to work with Mr. Hudson. And I had to get to a space where I can have success and it's my own success. And it's not defined by the charts or the billboards. And that whole idea comes from thinking ahead and thinking about what's next. And more importantly, thinking about not just my future, but our future. And that definitely, I get that, from my dad.
Taylor Bennett here. We're talking the Coming of Age Project.
I love the
Goody, come on,
wisdom.
man.
Shout out to
Right
Pops.
here, man.
Shout out to Pops.
Yeah, absolutely.
Hey, Heather,
Pops right here.
He's right here.
He's in the
Oh, what up?
Ken in the building.
He said, what up?
What up?
I love it. I got so much for you, T. Like, where do we begin? Well, first of all, when you came in here, especially when you were talking about really pouring into your physical health and knowing how that contributes to your mental health, like all of it is one and the same,
Yes.
A lot of times we hear how you do one thing is how you do everything.
Yeah.
And I'm like, man, I've never seen a man in particular, with brows that are groomed, with well manicured nails. No offense, Calloway, take some notes. And I'm thinking,
I'm like, I don't have these things. I'm like, what are you talking about?
Yo. Y'all are crazy.
But Taylor, because I've also seen how in accepting yourself and taking risk, how that also plays into your aesthetics. And I'm curious if you consider yourself or if you have a goal of being a sex symbol at all, because I peeped the photo shoots in the showers, my man.
You know what?
In the showers,
You
bro.
know what? And I'll tell you, and it's so dope that you laid that question out like this. So in 2018, when I put out Be Yourself, I don't know if you guys remember or saw the cover art.
Yes.
But it's me in these little tighty whities, these rainbow underwear.
I've been trying to erase that vision. For a
You know what I'm saying?
Don't be
go
a
ahead.
hater,
Like,
Calloway.
I'm like, look, check it out. This is exactly what it was. Little me in the. But I didn't. The point that I'm trying to make is like I didn't have a six pack. I wasn't in shape, as in my opinion, and it was a thing where I had to do that to accept myself. That was part of me learning who I was.
Yeah.
That was part of me saying, let me just look at this image. This is who I am. And from getting comfortable in that way, it started to affect how I did start thinking and the confidence that I did have, because I did start saying, I want to get to this now. And I did start, and just like you said, first of all, a big thing, let's talk about mental health, because everybody has mental health. That's a big misconception.
Yep.
Is that if you're talking about your mental health, or you're talking about therapy or anything, there's something going on with you that's not right. False. Everybody has mental health, and it's actually something that's challenged every day, constantly.
Yeah.
And if it becomes something that you let be just pressed, it can affect you in a lot of ways. And me being able to express myself and accept myself on that level, and then also start working out, did give me the confidence to say, I am a sex symbol. So I don't want to be a sex symbol.
Yeah.
I am a sex symbol.
Yeah.
But it also, there we go. And it's also a thing where it's like, I believe everybody is beautiful.
Yeah.
I believe that everybody is special. I don't believe that anybody comes from any area where I'm not sympathetic, or I don't have sympathy for their emotions or how they feel. And I believe that there is a narrative that's very much so pushed, that was always pushed on me as a kid, that I shouldn't cry, that it's not tough, that, I shouldn't be emotional, or there might be certain things that I should hold my tongue back from saying as a man. And what I've learned and what I've seen is actually, from doing a lot of research, the most creative things that I have accomplished, or the most creative processes that I've been a part of, are when I am expressing myself fully.
Yeah.
And that I'm not saying, and I do believe that, and I think it's, Drake. Shout out to Drake. Shout out to Kanye West. Like, these are people that, when I was growing up, inspired me to tap in with my vulnerability. And even though I had rainbow tighty whities on, that's an extension from Kanye West having a pink polo and skinny jeans. Even though I have Dancing in the Rain, that's an extension from Houston, Atlanta, Vegas, or from Drake's different songs where so, it is about legacy. And I do believe there's a legacy that's also involved in hip hop, where from Jay-Z to so many different artists, like, it's just a thing where it's like, I am inspired by your braveness, your bravery.
Yeah.
You
And
know?
I think that's where Be Yourself comes in, that whole campaign, because it's like no one is the standard for all. We're not meant to be copy and paste versions of each other, even if we admire someone. You
And
know what I mean? Become your own norm.
It's super hard. I feel like whenever you go to spaces, you can go so many places. How about this? I'll give you an example. I can go so many places today and feel like I might not belong. I could go to a show,
Yeah.
feel like I'm not supposed to be there. I could go to a friend's house, feel like I'm not in the right environment. I could get in a carpool, or I could be at the airport and feel like I'm not in the right space. And the goal for this project is there's so many places that you have to meet a quota.
Yep.
The goal of this project is to be inclusive for expression. Everybody's welcome. Everybody. And I really mean everybody. And I think the true potential of hip hop and people hearing and seeing, because we don't just, hip hop isn't, it's not just a game.
Nah.
Hip hop is something that's inspiring.
Yes.
Hip hop is something that changes people's lives.
Yes.
Hip hop is something that changes your day, your mood instantly. It's
medicinal.
just like that. It really is. And I think that just as important as the words that we say in affirmations are, so are the words that we say in hip hop.
Talk about it.
There you go, man. Get that man around. You just said,
It's
man,
always in your head. It's repeating all day. You thinking that.
Yup.
They try to tell you that the words don't matter.
They try to make it seem like a lot.
Yeah, they'll make you seem like you're not who you are.
Yep.
They will convince you that you can be more successful being someone else. And a big thing about this project and the way where I am right now is that it is a very experimental project. I am taking a creative risk. But at the same time, I would rather fail being myself than trying to be somebody else.
Yeah.
And it is a very true belief of mine that everybody falls. Nobody has an exception.
Yep.
So if I fall, I just want to know that I did it on my own terms and I was who I should be and wanted to be and tried to be, and not trying to attempt what others say success is, because success is your own definition.
Come on.
Taylor Bennett, man.
Damn. How old are you again, Taylor?
I'm 26
Where we
now.
at with it now?
Would you drop him off at the tempo somewhere?
Right.
What happened?
I was over
And he
there
got
with
the
Pharrell.
politician hands too.
You was hanging out with Pharrell?
With Pharrell, getting that super smart, gifted.
Yeah.
JK, man.
Yeah, is
Come
that
on,
what
Taylor.
Pharrell- Is that what Pharrell does when you hang out with him? Like you come back, you floating on a cloud?
Yep.
Man, I've never met Pharrell. I know that, honestly, they have reached out. I love to work with you. I had to squeeze that in there right there, Pharrell. I'm a huge fan, man.
Wow. Yeah, he's an amazing person.
Great dude.
Taylor, you're an amazing person. Taylor Bennett is here. We're talking about his new project, Coming of Age. We're going to play the new single, Fall Short, momentarily, but we got a few people on the line. Let's go to Billy from Austin. Billy, rise and shine. Billy, what's popping?
What up, Bills?
Billy.
Yo, what's good? Yeah, I'm actually from Chicago. I met Taylor a few years ago.
Let's
Nice.
go.
Man, I know you don't remember me, but you came and bought some tacos overnight, and I was managing, and your homeboy was, getting a little argument with my coworker. I had to come to him like, who are you arguing with?
Right.
I come to the window, and it's you.
Ah,
And then
what,
you
which
squashed
taco
it.
spot was it? Because I do.
No, you squashed it. You said what?
What's the name of the taco spot?
I ain't shouting them out. I don't work there no more.
Ah.
I don't rock with them no more. But
They ain't running me no checks.
But I had to go ahead and come to the meal because my boy was wild. But hey, I just want to say
I
what's up.
appreciate
I love
you, man.
and your family.
Thank you, man.
I met your dad too.
There we go. Superstar Ken
I met
Bennett.
the whole family pretty much.
My dog, man. That's beautiful. Well, Billy,
that's
man,
amazing.
I appreciate you calling in and just giving me, you know what I'm saying? Every time you don't know what to expect, and that's just
Yeah.
dope, man. Like, thank you, man.
Yeah.
It is
Yeah,
scary
you
because we are
had
live.
great energy. You had great energy that night. So
Thank
I
you,
appreciate
man.
it. When I met you, you had great energy.
Nah, I appreciate you, man. That's love, bro.
You're a
Thank you for
citizen,
that,
Billy.
man.
You're a citizen.
Sway in the
All right, let me take a couple
morning.
more calls. We got Jade on the line from Connecticut. Rise and shine, Jade.
Hey,
Jay,
Jade.
what up?
Jade.
Jade.
Hey,
Oh,
you
I'm
on
sorry.
That
Jade,
mute button.
Jade, you there? All right. Oh. Jade.
I'm here.
There we go.
There you go. Rise and shine, Jade. It's Jade. Jade made it.
Going on?
What's
What
up,
up,
Jade?
Jade?
Everything's good. Listen,
Nice.
I have kind of a deeper topic for Taylor.
Definitely.
So I resonate with you because my dad he came out as gay when I was 10 years old,
Right.
and I really what I see in you is that you're doing it from the front instead of the back. How it was for my family was that he had obligations and he took care of, his priority, but he couldn't really be his authentic self. So my question for you is, how are you going to navigate your authentic self with your child in the future? And I could just see from everything, the way you live your lifestyle, I know you're going to handle it. But at the same time, like, I wanted to know if that is something that you think about as far as how do you navigate telling your son, you know, this is who I am, but it doesn't define me.
Mm-hmm.
I think a big thing about it is like, and I'm glad that you said that. So let's start off on the first part of the thing. A lot of us can't just be ourselves. Mm-hmm. So a lot of times, and I'm not saying exactly for your situation, but I do think a lot of times people aren't comfortable saying who they are and, you know, who they love. And I think that that opinion isn't because of how they feel, but how the people that are outside of them, you know, really feel. So I want to start it off right there by saying that I think that that's super awesome, you know, for your dad. I think it's super awesome that you support your dad. I think it's super awesome that you support me because you see similarities. That's awesome. And you're a great person. And you're a great daughter. And if you're a fan of my music, you're a great fan. And then the second part that I want to say is there's so much, you know, growing up and seeing cartoons, you don't really realize how impressionable they are until you have children. And then you watch the same cartoons. And there's, you know, I really like this. There's this one Sesame Street episode, shout out to them, where they talk about colors. And they talk about the idea that there's like one of the characters is like, I want to play with this, and it's red. And it's like a girl, and then like some girl comes and she's like, you're not supposed to play with that. That's blah, 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 blah. And then they go into this whole breakdown of song that they can play with any color and all colors. And being gay or being bisexual or any idea that has to do with a sexual preference does not change who you are. But I do believe that in a systematic system, it can limit where you can go. Mm-hmm. And I think that it is more of a fear to be yourself and to portray someone else than it is for you to just be who you are. And I think that that, again, is something, and that's why we're doing Be Yourself. That's why I have this campaign, this tour, this project, because we do need an environment. We do need somewhere that we can grow. We do need somewhere that we can go and feel comfortable expressing ourselves so we can learn who we are. That's why I love this space. This is my home.
Yeah.
Because y'all let me express myself here.
Yeah.
And then for the last part of the question, you know, I think the most important thing for my son is for him to know that his father was comfortable being who he is.
Amen.
Because if I put that idea on him and I don't teach him the lessons that I've learned and things that I've seen, then what kind of father would I be?
Jade, thank you for your call, Jade.
Thank you, Jade.
That's
Shout
a
out to
great
you.
question, Jade.
Yeah.
Amazing question.
I appreciate y'all so much. I've just like, you guys are everything to me. So
Thank
keep
you.
it up, Sway, the whole family. I appreciate y'all.
Love you, Jade.
Thank you, Jade.
You're a citizen,
All
Jade.
right.
Wait, hold up. I'm
Sway in the
gonna let Taylor do it. Let's let Taylor give her a citizenship. You're a citizen, Jade.
You're a citizen, Jade.
Sway in the morning.
Taylor.
All right, there you go. He didn't do it right, but he.
Yeah, my bad.
That's all right.
I was like, he was like, listen.
All right, all right.
He was
Thanks,
being
Jade.
himself, Sway.
He was just being himself. I can't even knock him now. No matter what he does, he's being himself. So I won't even say nothing like I normally. He's just being himself. Look, citizens, we're gonna play the new single. It's available now. It's called "Fall Short." Incredible video. You just see Taylor Bennett being himself. You know, and it's I like the energy. I like the visuals. I love the performance aspect. I love that young woman, that queen that's featured in it.
Yeah, shout out my girl, Kayla Moore.
There you go.
She's an actor. She's a star.
She's a star.
Yeah.
Yes, she is. And so we're gonna play this. Hey, man, you got any bars? You bring any bars with you?
I got a briefcase full of bars.
We're coming back with
Briefcase.
some bars. Citizens, Sway in the morning, shade 4 or 5. That's what's up.